Hi guys, and thanks for joining me for this quick upper body mobility session. We're going to begin in a wide-legged child's pose, bringing the big toes to touch at the back of the mat, send the knees wide, and let the upper body melt in between the legs. Forehead rests on the ground. Actively press the fingertips to the front of the mat, stretching through the side body and the shoulders. Begin to connect with your breath as you breathe in through the nose. And open the mouth, let it go. Begin to walk the right hand a little further to the right of the mat, and then place the left hand on top. Big stretch through the left side. And then taking it to the other side, walk the left hand to the short edge of the mat, place the right hand on top. Take both hands back to center. Now finding a deeper stretch through the shoulders, bring the hands to prayer position on the mat, and then bend the elbows and take those hands to the base of the skull. If you like, you can lift the tailbone high and bend a little further towards the ground with the chest. Really press through the elbows and press the palms together. Let's find 3 more deep breaths here. And then release the hands, gaze to the fingertips, and slide your way onto the belly. Take the forearms underneath you for Sphinx pose. Gentle back bend. Lift the chest open. Raise the gaze. Keep pressing through the pelvis, through the thighs, and the tops of the feet. Really engage the lower back body so as to not dump into our lower back. Finding a small squeeze through the glutes and engagement through the quads. Come down off of the forearms, extending the fingertips out in front of you. Let the forehead rest on the mat just for a moment. And then pressing both hip bones into the ground. Lift the gaze and send the left arm all the way to the back of the mat. Arch it forward. Let the gaze just follow as you arch it back. And bring it forward. Good, 3 more like that. In big circles. Keep pressing the right hand down. And keep pressing through both pelvic bones. Last one. Reach that hand back and then bring it forward. Take the forehead to the mat for a breath. Finding the same movement on the other side, lift the gaze, press the hip bones in, right hand reaches back and forward. 5 times here. Finding big arches, exploring the shoulders' range of motion here. Really connecting the movement with the breath as we inhale to send it back. And then exhale, draw the arm forward. Good, release the forehead onto the mat. Take the hands under the shoulders and press yourself onto all fours. Tuck the pelvis in, really engage the abdominals. Ground through the left hand. And on an inhale, reach the right hand high, open the chest. And exhale, thread it under, come to rest on the right side of the face. Extend the left arm to the front of the mat, press through the 5 finger pads. Grounding through the right shoulder blade, lift the left arm, bend the elbow, take it behind you. Inhale, plant it back at the top of the mat. Good, 5 like that. Take the left hand high. Gently touch the lower back. Good. Really bending that left elbow and only lightly touching down behind you. Imagine you're reaching for your trousers, your tights, and then planting the left hand down. Take a breath. Bring it back under the shoulder and reverse the movement. Sweep the right hand high. Exhale back to tabletop. Ground through the right hand. Inhale to lift the left, thread the needle. Right hand extends to the top of the mat. Inhale, lift the right arm, bend the elbow, reach behind you. Reverse the movement, take it back to the top. Finding this same movement on the other side, just notice how each side of the body feels. Notice any imbalances. Notice any strengths. And finding one more. And then reversing the movement. Inhale, sweep the left hand high, open the chest. And exhale, come back to tabletop. Find a moment to wiggle or shake it out. And then we're going to hop forward, crossing the legs in front of us, coming to a seat. Bring the hands to the knees. We're going to move through some dynamic seated cat-cows. On an inhale, round the body forward in an anti-clockwise motion. Exhale, draw the belly in, pull on the knees, and then inhale, bring the chest forward. Moving in these big circles, connecting the movement with the breath. And then changing directions. Inhale to come forward. Exhale, draw the belly in, tuck the chin. Last one. And come back to center. Find a nice tall spine. Really root through the sit bones. Connecting with the mat. Interlace the hands at the base of the spine and draw the fists towards the back of the mat. Peel the chest open, lift the gaze. Choosing to stay here, or perhaps finding a gentle fold, leading with the heart. Begin to melt over top of the legs, reaching the hands towards the sky. Inhale to rise back up. Release the hands and then take them behind you. Plant the feet in front of you with a solid bend in the knees, setting up for reverse tabletop. Lift the chest, lift the gaze, and on an inhale, begin to lift the hips. Staying here, finding that neutral line through the spine, or perhaps taking the hands with the fingertips to the back of the mat. Play around here, whatever feels best for your shoulders. And we'll hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Gently lower the hips back down to the ground. Hug the knees in nice and close. Wrap the arms around the shins. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Maybe rock and roll side to side gently. Feeling the shoulder blades open up. Release the knees into any cross-legged position that feels good. And take the right hand to the left shoulder and the left hand underneath. Give yourself a big hug and imagine you're pulling the shoulder blades apart here. Tuck the chin to the chest. Draw the belly in. Begin to round the upper back. Big breaths into the back. Inhale, release. Send the arms wide. And then taking the left hand over top. Reach around to give yourself that big hug. Pulling the shoulder blades open. Closing down our practice on your next inhale. Open the arms out wide. And exhale, release the hands. Thank you for joining me for this short but sweet practice. I will see you in the next class. Namaste.